listening to the Social Weekly. And now, coming to you from Beverly Hills, California, here's your host, Noelle Freeman.
Hello and welcome back to the Social Weekly. Today we have a very special guest, a friend of mine, I'm happy to call her a friend, and a fellow digital marketing expert, Tal Navarro. She's the owner of the digital marketing firm Social Lady, and they specialize in Instagram promotion. She has done this for years, and I'm excited to ask her about her journey starting as an entrepreneur and how she got in the space of social media. So without further adu, please welcome Tal.
Hey, how are you, Noelle?
Good. Thank you for coming on.
So happy to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Tal is just a free spirit and just has this aura of happiness. And I think that's with social media, you can really sense that, I feel like. And I can sense that through your platforms for sure. And Tal manages several different Instagram accounts, has hundreds of clients. So Tal, how did you get into the space of social media and how did you leverage that as your business?
Well, social media, it's connecting between people, and it's all about sharing and see each other online. I think I was doing it before there was even internet. I was in social media at the real world. Since I was really young, I used to write books about my life and capture moments. I have like notebooks on notebooks in my house when I was a kid, and I was doing it with different colors and different pens, and I used to just share on a notebook everything that happened to me for many years. And then when I grew up, I discovered the online world, of course. I had a long journey. I'm not going to talk about all of it, but I've been doing social media, or I've been dealing with digital marketing in general, building websites and coding and everything since like 2004, when before anything, there was no Facebook, no nothing. There was MySpace just came to the world a little bit after. And there were... And for me, dealing with the online world and connecting between people and discovering different people for other countries was very, very exciting at the time. And with time, I learned how to use those tools. Before anyone knew what are these tools. And I started to be active on them and to promote people on them. I mean, I understand the features, I understand the psychological way of people behaving on those different platforms. And as for today, I know how to synchronize between them. And like 10 years ago, I established the first college in Israel for social media. And we taught people from all over the country how to use the digital marketing assets. And since then, after I sold it, and I just built my own courses. I teach, I lecture, I consult, and I deal a lot with digital marketing on different aspects. It could be online, even offline. I mean, it's just part of our life. It's not anymore just social platforms. It's part of what we do, how we behave. It's part of everything. So
you first built this in Israel, and when did you come? How did you come over to the States and build it here?
It wasn't even in Israel. It was before Israel. Well, I grew up in Israel. At the army, actually, I went to the army in Israel, and I was a lieutenant in the army. And during my serving the army, I was teaching communication tools for reserved soldiers for the war. So I understood communication when I was like 18, and teaching that. And I had team of teachers under me, working with me, and that's how I became loving, teaching and lecturing and etc. And then I left Israel right after the army. I left to New York. And for me, communication tools were very important to keep in touch with my family and my friends in Israel. And then there was like ICQ and all these, elder, really long time ago tools that we used to use. And I more and more tried to explore them and learn about them and understand them. And I used them. And then when the Facebook came to the world, I was using it really just to communicate with my family. And I understood the power of it, how amazing it is. After New York, I went to India. I was a few years in New York. That's when also I had my first business in New York. And then I left to India, and after that I went to a Caribbean islands where I lived a few years, and I established the first company for digital marketing that I had. So I was like 25.
Wow. And what was that called?
Tropical Paradise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
because I lived in the island with someone we used to kite surf together. So we created 2 websites that became the biggest kite surfing. We became the biggest kite surfing dealers in the Caribbean and the United States in the South. And we sold online equipment without having any equipment in the house. So we were just like... We created a website with more than 1,000 pages talking about our lives, kite surfing in the world, living on the islands. He was a photographer, and I was digital marketing lover. You know, I was like reading a lot about it online and learning from it, and I learned graphic designs. It's all like autodidact. Like I learned by myself everything, and we became very big in those areas. And then we moved to Florida. And we expand our business to more areas and more. And I understood the power that the online world offers. And at the time, I didn't understand, why would anyone open a shop, a physical shop? I was like this innocent girl, really succeeded online in an online world. And I thought, wow, I mean, people actually opening a shop? Who's going to come? The neighbors? I mean, why would they waste their time? And, you know, and at the time we were also like lonely in the desert. There were no others that opened such websites. And it was really one of the first. And
what year was this?
It was 2006.
Okay. So Facebook had come out.
Yeah, but it wasn't that popular
no,
at the time.
And especially not for businesses.
No. It was like a dinosaur at the time. Yeah.
So you're very experienced with building brands for other people. And I think that's something that, you know, as a fellow digital marketer, you can easily see someone's essence or a business's brand and then know where to go. But so many people think that they can maybe do it themselves. So what is your advice for someone starting a business and they don't have experience with digital marketing, and maybe the value of hiring someone like you, or the importance of, you know, keeping up and competing with their competition by hiring someone to handle it for them? How important is that?
Well, I think that everyone has his specialty, his voice. So you have to find your unique voice and know how to separate that from the others. And to remember also that there's space for everyone.
Right.
I mean, if you're an artist, then you have your unique thing. But also, if you do similar things, there are always someone that wants to follow you and not someone else. So everyone has to find his niche, his thing, and put it out. You have to understand your audience, first of all. Before anything, you have to understand who are you talking to, what message you want to deliver, who is that person, how many, like what is his status, what does he like to do, what does he like to read, what will make him communicate with you online, what gonna make him take action. You have to know him before you even start thinking about doing anything online. And when you know who's your audience, when you know who's the person you're talking to, you have to create the right message to him. You have to create the look and feel of your platforms. You should have like a home-based blog or a website, and then the others are all like the blog and the website. It's always the core of your business,
right?
And then you have like branches to other
drive traffic.
Exactly, social networks. So you have to really understand who you're talking with, what the message you want to deliver, and then you have to start to build how you do it. And then comes, you know, people who dealing with it like yourself, like me or others, and can help and teach and or do it for you. But you always have to remember to look from the client's eyes. It's not what you're selling, it's what important. It's what the client is thinking. It's the way he looks at your brand.
And you're talking about the audience you're trying to reach.
Yes.
Those are the clients.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. I'm talking about the people you're trying to reach.
And how do you feel about, I think that this is a new concept that I personally really like, and it's instead of having a website, you have your home base be a social platform. So maybe you sell directly, you have your Shopify store on Instagram, and that's where you drive traffic. What do you think about that as a concept and eliminating websites altogether?
I think that it's like a hotel. Social media, it's like a hotel. You come and you rent a room, but they can kick you out anytime. They can close, shut you
That
down.
is so cool. I love
They
that
can,
analogy.
They can do what they want. It's not yours. But if you have your own blog, or your own website, you can design it the way you want. You can do whatever you want with it. You're
Right.
not dependent on anyone. It's your own domain.
Right.
So I always recommend to do a landing page or a website, even if it's not what drives you the traffic in.
Okay.
Just to have like a base that that it's yours and it looks like the way you want and it behaves the way you want, and people can come and read more about you, because different social platforms
They come and go.
Right, they come and go, and they also built maybe not exactly the way you want it. Like Facebook, it's very limited way of designing it, and also the posts are going down, and you don't see. I am personally writing for years on Facebook. I've been writing, and people never read stuff I wrote a year ago and on. You know what I mean? So you want to have a place where you have all the content. When someone puts search, he gets to anything he wants inside your website.
Right. So you were inspired to start your business because you had a passion for connecting people online, and you personally got to connect through, being online. What are some of the downsides or the hardest part about putting yourself out there online?
I think that the most important, the biggest challenge in everything we do, it's us. It's our fears or our thoughts or white noise that we have around us. I'm sure that there are a lot of people, for them, it's hard to put themselves in the front, and that it's okay. It makes sense. There are a lot of ways to go around it. You don't have to put yourself in the front. But I think that when we overcome this challenge, I think we can do so many things online. And a lot of people I think it's part of teaching how to use social media. It's part of teaching how to open to that platforms and to understand how they work, and to understand that you bring yourself to the front. It's not a bad thing. It's not a monster. It's something you can deal with. And there are a lot of ways to do it, not just uploading your own pictures.
Right. You bring up such a good point, because I know personally the clients that I work with, maybe they're real estate agents and they are not, used to being out in the spotlight. So whenever I say, well, we need to brand you and put you out there and tell you the story about your business, they're very hesitant. So what do you do to replace maybe putting a person in front of the brand? How do you work around that? Let's say a client says, I don't want to put, no, I don't want my photo, I don't want my video on there. What do you do?
Well, there are a lot of ways to go around it. You can use, it could be a virtual creature, like or your brand.
Like an animation.
Exactly, animation, like a character that you create. Doesn't have to be yourself. Or it could be one of your representatives, one of the consultants in the company. Or it could be just not a real picture, like someone just a fake person.
Stock photo.
which is you're gonna say it's not real. Never be fake online. It's always gonna be discovered, and it just doesn't make sense to do it. You want to be transparent and real with your audience, but you can use just an image of someone to have the feeling that the other side will have a feeling that they talk to someone and not just to a brand or a logo.
Right.
So it's always important to put a person. It could be a lot. I know a few people who made the logo human. So they have the cat that is smiling and he talks, and
like Aflac.
Exactly.
There are so many out there. Gecko.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you mentioned that it's so important to be authentic and real online, and I couldn't agree with you more. What are some of the ways that people go about perceiving this fake or promoting this fake ideal, and why is it so easily spotted and resisted on social media?
Social media, it's like the reality, just different dimensions and different times. So in reality, when you meet people, I think you can sense when they're like not nice or fake or whatever, you can kind of sense it. So online, it's the same. If you see that someone is uploading all these weird things, or you can feel the behavior of a person online as well. And I think it's very important to pay attention to the way he writes and how often he does that, and what does he upload online, what kind of pictures. If you see that it's not similar pictures of himself, then, or he has only one picture, or there are a lot of ways to see fake behavior online, and try to prevent doing that. And you definitely want to talk to only person who is you feel connected to, or you feel closer to.
Right. And what is your advice for someone out there who maybe just started a business and they're like, okay, I might have the name, or I might have a domain name for my business. What do you do initially to get that brand built and ready to promote it on social media?
First of all, believe in what you do. That's the first thing. Before anything, you need to do something you love and believe in, because if you don't do those two, then you're not going to reach too far.
Amen, sister.
And always believe in yourself. That's like, after you believe in your product or believe in your service, believe in yourself. Know that you can do it. Everyone can do it. No matter what age you are or state. When you think of a plan, when you think of an idea, it's not always easy to execute it. It definitely needs help, support. You can consult. There's so much online out there to learn from. And there's so many people who are lecturing and speaking and you can learn from. But I think that the main thing is to believe in yourself and want to have it. Once you want to have what you do, once you want to have what you believe in, it's going to happen. Okay. So, and how to start to build it, you have to build strategy, you have to build a business plan. There are a lot of things to go through, but that's you do with help. You don't have to do everything by yourself. You don't have to know everything. Whenever you start a project, you should definitely consult and learn and look around but just do. The main thing is to do, to be active, to take an action, and to start to build your dream, and not to wait until it's going to be perfect, or not to wait to the right moment. Just start today. Start yesterday.
Yes, I love that. That's so true, because as a perfectionist, I'm always like, oh, well, this can wait. But it's so much better to get it done than to have it be perfect, because you know what? It will never probably be perfect.
Exactly.
You'll always, you look at your website even now and you say, oh, this can change.
Oh my God, I changed it so many times. I'm ashamed. I'm embarrassed to say.
So that goes the same for Instagram specifically, which is your favorite platform and your most successful platform. So how do you create an aesthetic that will connect with a client's audience, or even for you personally? Do you pick a color scheme? Do you pick, a theme, meaning food or having people in it? What do you start with when you're picking that?
Well, the first thing is, again, to understand who's the audience, who's your audience, who you're talking to. You have to remember that the Instagram is like your online magazine. It's somewhere people coming to get inspired, to get interesting content, to look at their own dreams, or their own inspiration, or their wishes. You want to get to the point that people look at your Instagram and they say, I want to have that. I want what she's selling. I want to have what she has in the picture. I want to feel the way it looks like, etc. So you have to really, and in order to be out of the crowd, you want to be unique, you really have to have your own theme, or your own look and feel, your own message. And you can do it by, as you said, using different filters. You can do it by uploading text here and there, quotes or whatever. Everyone has his own way to to express himself. I'm sorry. And at the end of the day, it's very important to understand what the other side is, and remember, it's not about you, it's about your visitors. So a lot of people are uploading, their own pictures or the office pictures, the stuff that is not, it's not very,
that strikes a memory in their mind.
Exactly.
But without,
it doesn't speak to anyone who's coming visit. So if you have a new visitor, when he's going to look at your account and your pictures, is he gonna get excited? Do you
Why
create
do
an
I want to
emotion?
follow you?
Exactly. What is the reason that he should follow you? Because there's an office picture that for you it's very emotional or something, but for him it's not. So you always have to think, what's gonna make him want to stay? What's gonna make him want to come back and read more and see more? And that's what you're gonna try and upload. I always recommend people who have businesses or they want to promote on Instagram to start thinking the way of the from the client's shoes or from the visitor's shoes, like from their perspective. So it's not only your own, it's from their perspective. And always wherever you would go, whatever you do, just like you took a picture of me right now and just like I took a picture of you right now, it's all about while you're doing things, take pictures. The Instagram, it's a visual world. That's what it is. Even if we don't like it, we don't like taking pictures, we don't want to do all these things during work, we should, because that's the way it works. It's all about visuals. So the more you create moments from your day-to-day time and from your work, people will get connected to you. People gets connected to other people. So that's why we have the stories as well, on Instagram, and we have a lot of options for you to share who you are and your business, even if it's a brand. It doesn't have to be a person. Even if it's a brand, you show who are the people behind the brand. You always have to show other people, because people get connected to people. They don't get connected to logos or to companies,
unless it's animated.
Unless it's exactly animated, it's also human,
That's absolutely. So you connect most with Instagram. Why is that your golden platform? Why is that your go-to?
Well, first of all, Instagram has become a very important tool today for marketing for almost every field. I mean, I work with lawyers, I work with real estate agents, I work with fashion designers, I work with everything you just imagine.
The mayor of Beverly Hills.
And the mayor of Beverly Hills, yes, indeed. And I used to work with LA Fashion Week, and everything that you want, you can do on Instagram. The only thing you have to remember is bring visuals to the stage. So let's say you're a real estate agent, there should be pictures related to that. I know there are a lot of fields that it's harder to take pictures in.
Because with real estate, you have beautiful homes, luxurious travel. There's so many ways to tie it in. But how would you
accountant, for example?
There we go. How would you market an accountant on Instagram?
So you gotta have to think what's gonna be visualized and interesting. So let's say he deals with traveling with papers like visas or stuff. Or let's say he deals with give me what else he deals with.
A budget or taxes.
So
maybe a tax man.
So let's say he deals with anything related to visa or taxes. You have to create visual for those. So it means that now you have pictures of airplanes, or you have to be very, very
even
creative.
On stock photos with the people like stressed out about, oh no, tax day's coming up.
Exactly. Visuals of people always working much better than items. So if he can put in a visual of people who are stressed out or smiling people or anything that is, but real pictures, not just fake. Like try to create your office pictures so people can see who they talk with, office people. I mean, the team that you work with, or there are a lot of ideas. You can put quotes related, or even text. Visualize nice could work amazing. I know a lot of poetries that have millions of followers, and it's all text, you know, and text is not really working well on Instagram, because Instagram, it's a visual platform, but then at the end of the day, when you have things that related to text, if it all depends how you put it out there. Right,
that's true. Even like there are meme accounts where the text is not quite, but it visually creates this this compelling post. I oftentimes look through the Discover from my Discover and my clients' Discover, and rarely do I see all text posts. It's always driven by an image. That's why there's a caption. So yes, you definitely have to do that in a very visually pleasing way. So you started your business and you have an entrepreneurial spirit by nature. What is one piece of advice that you would give a fellow entrepreneur or someone who's like, I'm not for the 9 to 5 situation. I want to create something of my own. Where do they get started on doing that?
Dream big. Always believe in yourself again. And don't listen to those who tell you, no, it's not going to work. Listen, forget it. Don't waste your time. I am very not 9 to 5 person, as you know.
She's like 8 to 8, 24 hours a day.
Yeah, I work and I combine pleasure and business together always. I love what I do. That's why I do it so well. I mean, that's why I enjoy doing it. And I think that people who will do what they love will do it the best way. You also have to remember that you don't know everything. So I have things that I know less. So I work with people who know how to do that. For them, it's a game. For them, it's fun. And that's the most important thing, not to think that you know everything. I think at the beginning of my journey, I thought I'm going to do everything. I built websites. I'm going to do digital marketing. I'm going to learn how to code.
You worked in the army.
I went to the army. I did a lot of things all at once. And I realized with time that it's great to take off yourself some of the projects and give it to people who know how to do it. So you have to find the right team. You have to find people you want to collaborate with, and you have to believe in what you do. And just don't stop. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't be afraid to exceed your whatever you want to do. Don't be afraid to take the first step. The first step is always the hardest.
Right.
I mean, people have big dreams, but they need to take the first step for that. And whoever thinks he's going to succeed and whoever thinks he's not going to succeed, they're both right.
I love that. You're teaching me so much and inspiring me all at once. I love it. So what is one of the biggest misconceptions about social media? I know, there's this whole campaign that recently developed about Instagram versus real life. How do you face that and work to show that Instagram and social media in general is such a positive resource to people rather than the downsides of it?
Well, there's always pluses and minuses in everything in life, especially in social media. There are a lot of bad things that the digital brought with it to our lives. A lot of, bad stories of whatever people who are bullying other people or doing shaming or stuff like that. But there's also good sides. There are bad and good. People find other people online that they never saw before. They couldn't find it in any other way. Business, you can promote your business, of course. It's a great business tool. So it's both. It's bad and it's good. It all depends how you deal with it, how you use it.
Right. And I think understanding, when with younger generations, it might be a little bit more difficult, or maybe it's not. I feel like they've kind of grown up in this digital age, so they know, about Photoshop and Facetune. And, but I always tell people that you have to understand this is the best moments of your life. These are not your low points, and that's something you want to feature, only your best moments.
So I think that, it's always like a question. I always think to myself, when I'm going to have kids, am I going to be happy that we were born into this technology, and crazy world, or should they have born to the bicycles and sending letters with birds or whatever? And I know a lot of people who say, oh, I'm not going to have Facebook. It's not for me. I'm they're proud of not having any social platform. And I think this is the reality. This is 2018. This is what we live now. And it's not going away. It's just getting bigger and it's just getting controlled more and more on our lives. So it's either we learn how to work with it or fight it. And fighting it, it's not going to help anyone. So it's always better to learn how to work with those tools, how to leverage it for your own good. It could be for your business or for your relationships or whatever. And I think, it's here to stay. So I made business out of it. And I think a lot of people can make money out of it, working with those tools, promoting their businesses, themselves. They have a place to put their voice on. and they can create a community. Community, it's an important word that we didn't mention the whole conversation. It's, I think, everything in social media based on communities.
Yeah.
And today, every brand who wants to really succeed needs to create a community. And without the social media networks, you wouldn't be able to create communities as you can do today. So there are a lot of
Right.
pluses for that.
You couldn't be more spot on. I'm so glad that we have you here to enlighten and inspire and show the positive side of social media, which is both of our lives. Where can everyone find you personally and get in touch with you about maybe hiring your company to run their Instagram account?
Oh, wow. Great question. Well, you can find me at social-lady.com. That's my website. Or my personal one, which is Tal Navarro, TalNavarro.com. Or just anywhere on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook page, just name it.
Pinterest?
Yeah, Pinterest as well, of course. So wherever, I'm very easy to find. So it's just TAL. It's always confusing people, and NAVARRO. It's like double R. So wherever you Google it, just find it anywhere. So, and yes, please come. I'd love to meet new people. I'd love to, share my thoughts, hear other ideas and opinions and thoughts, and would love to meet anyone who's approaching my way. So.
Well, thank you so much, Tal. And I'll link all of her information in the description and on the post. So click right there and head over and give her a follow.
Yay.
She's so amazing. Thank you again for coming.
Thank you so much for having me. You're amazing.
And more to come with both of us.
Yes. Woo!
Can't wait.
Thanks, Noelle. You're wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.